Hello guys, this is Paul McWhorter from TopTechBoy.com, and we are here today with lesson number 38 in our incredible new tutorial series where you are learning artificial intelligence on the Jetson Nano. I'm going to need you to pour yourself a nice big mug of iced coffee. And today we will also be enjoying a nice cup of hot coffee. And then I need you guys to get ready to learn some cool new stuff. So let's go ahead and get out our Jetson Nano gear. And while you are getting out your gear, I want to take a second, as always, to give a shout out to you guys who are helping me out over at Patreon. Your support and encouragement is what keeps these cool videos coming. You guys that are not helping out yet, look down in the description down below. There is a link over to my Patreon account. Think about hopping on over there and hooking a brother up. But enough of this shameless self-promotion. Let's jump in and talk about what we are going to learn today. What we are going to learn today is how to install the facial recognition library for OpenCV on the Jetson Nano. Sounds easy enough, right? But there's a couple of problems. One is the installation is really too big to be done with the memory that we have available on the Jetson Nano. And the second thing is there's a couple of little errors in the configuration on the Nano that we have to go in and correct. And so if you will follow along with me step by step very carefully, it's doable. I have figured out, looking at some of the resources on the internet, how to do it, but you got to kind of follow along just the way that I'm doing it. Also, this is not a standalone lesson. This follows lesson 36 and 37 where we installed we installed the new Jetpack 4.3 and then kind of got it configured with the different environments that we needed. And so this is not a standalone lesson. You want to make sure that you've done lesson number 36 and lesson number 37 before you do this one. Also, in lessons 1 through 35, we were learning all of the cool things about artificial intelligence. And kind of, I think in, lesson 35, we got to the point that you could do face detection. That is, you could have your webcam or your Raspberry Pi camera running, and then you could be looking at this streaming video. You could look at each frame, you could find the faces, and then draw a box around the faces. That is face detection. What we're going to do today is not just detect the faces, but we're also going to be able to recognize who it is that you have found. Now that is why we need to install this library. And then in future lessons, we will be doing more and more and more programming associated with identifying faces in pictures, or actually recognizing who they are. Okay, again, as always, I need to tell you, no, I don't have the coronavirus. I am at the office, and the cleaning ladies keep spraying bleach all over the place. The bleach makes me a little bit wheezy. Doing great, feeling great, in robust health, but just suffering a little bit from all of the bleach that you find in these days of pandemics. Okay, so let's get me out of your way. And let's come over and open up a fresh new terminal on our Jetson Nano running the Jetpack 4.3. Okay, what do we need to do? Well, we need to start by updating our system. So we are going to do a sudo apt get update. This will take different amounts of time depending on how long it's been since you've done an update. I've done one pretty recently, so mine's going to go pretty fast, and boom, we have that done. Now, in order to install this library, there are some helper programs and some helper packages that we are going to need. So we are going to need to do a sudo apt get install. And one thing we are going to need is cmake. Okay. We are going to need a package called liboppenblas-dev. Lib openblas-dev. That looks good. And then lib lapack-dev. So that's liblapack. That looks right. -dev. And then finally libjpeg-dev. Okay. That looks good. Let's hope it likes it. I think I did that pretty good. Okay. Do you really want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Okay, so it's going to be installing some of those things. I need to give a shout out to Adam Geitgey, Geitgey. He had a blog post that outlined a lot of the things that you need to do to get this installed correctly. So I want to give him a shout out. I am kind of working on some of the stuff that he found, and also Jim over at Jetson Hacks came up with some of this, and so I'm following along some of the stuff that I learned from his videos. I don't know if you guys ever watch Jetson Hacks, Jim at Jetson Hacks. That guy's like crazy smart. He actually knows what he's doing. With me, I think you guys just tune into me. It's kind of like NASCAR. You're just waiting to see the car wreck that happens as I start trying to do the coding. But Jim at Jetson Hacks, he really knows what he's doing. Okay, we got those things installed, and hopefully yours went as quickly as mine did. And let me see here. So now we've got those done. What we need to do now is this little package that was developed by Jim over at Jetson Hacks. And what it does is it increases the swap space on our Jetson Nano. And by doing that, then we'll have the room that we need to actually do the installations that we need to do. And so we are going to do a GIT CLONE. We're cloning this little package that he put together. And we go to https:// GITHUB github.com and then / Jetson Hacks Nano. And make sure you're mindful of the capitalization. It matters, okay? And then / install swap file. Install swap file. All right, and I'll get out of your way. So we've got git clone https github.com / Jetson Hacks Nano / install swap file. All right, and then if we do this right, it should like it. It's cloning it. And if you get an error here, it will probably be because either you don't have a good internet connection, or because possibly because you didn't put it in right, you didn't type it in right. Getting a little nervous that it's taking this long to do the command. Cannot resolve host GitHub. That is a little concerning. Let me try this again. Git clone https github.com. That looks good. I'm going to try it one more time. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to plug in an Ethernet cable, because the other possibility is maybe my network isn't working real well. On some of these installations, you can do it, but it's kind of painful if you don't have a really good could not resolve GitHub. Am I doing that right? GITHUB, it's https / GITHUB Jetson Hacks Nano / install swap file. Okay, I'm going to plug in an Ethernet cable here, and we're going to see if that will make it go a little bit better. I told you, you guys just tune in for the train wrecks, don't you? Swap file. Okay, it worked that time. So probably what was happening is I was on a Wi-Fi network, and probably on my Wi-Fi network there's some sort of firewall or some sort of block to doing downloads. But now that I just plugged directly into the network, it worked. But you see, when it says couldn't resolve, that means that it went out and then it didn't get a response back, and it was probably blocked by my firewall. So that slowed us down a little bit, but the good news is that if you have that happen, you'll kind of know what to do. All right, now we need to go ahead and do a dot and a slash, dot slash, and now install swap file, and that's what we just downloaded, the program install swap file.sh. Okay, so dot slash, and then the path is install swap file, and then slash to the file install swap file.sh, and this should actually do the program. Okay, so it modified FS tab to enable on boot. Swap file has been created. Reboot to make sure changes are in effect. So we're going to do a sudo reboot now, and that should go pretty easily. I love the Jetson Nano because it reboots pretty quickly. You know, my Windows machine, I swear it takes 10 minutes for it to reboot. Waiting for the happy little NVIDIA logo to come up. We all look forward to that. At least I do. There it is. Life is great. We're getting the little boot up logo. Okay, this is actually going pretty well so far. And let's see what we need to do next. Okay, now there is a package called DLib. Okay, and it was created by Davis King, and it is the package that face recognition really uses. Face recognition kind of calls this package, so we need to get that package installed. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Need to open up another terminal here, and I need to make sure that you can see this. I wish it would just default back to the size that it was before, but it doesn't. And make sure you can see all the way to the bottom. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we are going to do a WGET. We're going to go out and get, what are we going to get? HTTP : and then a // We want to get DLIB.net, and then /files, and then /DLIB-19.17.tar.bz2. So let's look at that. Get HTTP DLib.net /files/DLib-19.17.tar.bz2. Let's hope that works. Hey, it looks happy. Boom, that always makes me happy. Because like I say, these things are kind of tedious. That went pretty good. Now we're going to do a tar JXVF DLIB-19.17.tar.bz2. Okay. One day I'll come in and teach you what all this stuff means when we're doing CMakes and TARs and all those types of things. But for right now, we're trying to learn artificial intelligence, not learning, the details of these type of system commands. So we're just going to do it. Error is not recoverable. It did not like that. So let's see what I did wrong. It's TAR JXVF JXVF space DLIB-19.17.tar. Oh, I didn't put the dot. Okay. I hit a B instead of dot. So let's look at this. You see it's .tar.bz2. So this is right. I didn't put that one dot in there. So it's DLib-17.19.17.tar.bz2, and that should work. Hey, all right. And guys, I'm not giving these things to you to copy and paste because you got to learn to kind of type things in carefully, right? It's part of being able to make this thing work. Okay, now we're going to go down into that directory. So we're going to go cd into DLib-19.17. With a little luck, there it is. All right. Now what we need to do is we need to edit the file. Okay, so let's do an ls. All right. And then what you can see is there is a DLib. So let's change directory into DLib. Okay. Now let's ls. And if you look, there should be a folder called CUDA. And we need to go into CUDA because there is a little bit of an error there. So you see that CUDA folder? We need to go into the CUDA folder. So we're going to say cd CUDA. Okay. And then let's look. And it is that file CUDA-mn. CUDA-nn, and it is the CPP file, CUDA-nn. It's this one, CUDA-nn underscore DLIB-API.cpp that needs to be edited. And so what we are going to do is we're just going to use gedit. It's a text editor. And then we are going to gedit that file CUDNN underscore DLIB API.cpp. All right, that's the one that has the error. All right, then we come up in this text editor, and now there is a line that is in there that we need to comment out. And what we need to do is search on edit, search, and we need to find the line forward underscore algo, okay, and then space and equal and space forward. Okay, here it is. It's forward algo. Forward underscore algo. Man, let me see if I can make this bigger for you. I'm trying to see if I can get a bigger font for you. Yeah, I think I can. Let's see if I can go up to... Okay, so what you're searching on is this line that says forward underscore algo space equal space forward underscore best underscore algo and then a colon. And what I need you to do is I need you to comment that out like that. Okay, and then you need to save it, and that should have that fixed then. All right. Little bug there. Hopefully they will get that fixed in the future. Okay, now we need to go ahead and run our Python 3 setup tool. So we're going to go sudo Python 3, and we're going to do setup.py and then install like that. All right, sudo Python 3 setup.py install, and we'll probably get that. No, I think this should be good. Okay, it did not like that. So let's see if we can look here. Let me do another ls. All right, I think I am in the wrong folder because I'm trying to run the setup and it's not there. So let's do cd ... and ls. Not there. Let's go up one more. cd ... Okay. There is that setup that we want to run, if I am thinking about this correct. Okay, so we're going to do a sudo Python 3 again. We want to run that setup.py and install. All right, so let's look here. Okay, it looks like it's going to be happy here, and this might be a long one. And so you guys, I'm going to pause this and you guys just go get yourself a cup of coffee and kind of we'll just sit and wait on this thing, and I'll be back after this is done. I think that this one might take about half an hour to do. And so if it looks like it's hanging, don't give up. Just let it run. Okay, be back. Boom. Okay, we have this thing installed. Don't know how long it took you guys. For me, it was between 30 minutes and an hour to get that last command, which was sudo python 3 setup.py install. So that one took a little while. Now what we can do is, with a little luck, we should be able to go ahead and install face recognition. Now we've done all the libraries. We've got everything in the proper configuration that we should be able to install face recognition now. So I'm going to do sudo pip3 install face _ recognition. Hold your breath. Now we'll probably get that error. We'll probably get that error where it doesn't like that we're installing with sudo when we don't own the directory or something like that. But let's hope that this thing works. Want to see some signs of life, which I am not seeing yet. But this one, I am not exactly sure how long this would take. This one might take 30 minutes to an hour as well. And so if we see that this thing actually, okay, we're getting that warning that we always expect when we do a sudo pip3 install. And let's see, I had installed this before, so mine went really quickly. What yours might take a little bit longer, so you can just kind of pause the video and let yours go. But it looks like that the whole thing, worked. Sudo pip3 install face recognition. Yeah, it's saying all these things had already been done because, as you can imagine, I do these things beforehand. So we should be ready to do facial recognition. Now what I'll say is, next week, we don't have time this week to actually go in and start writing programs because this has been a little bit of a long lesson already. I'm just going to see if this is going to work here. Let me see if I can get a one of these things running here that I've done. Just kind of see what's going to happen. I want to make sure that we got the libraries and everything installed properly. Let's see. Okay, what this is doing is it's going in and it's training on known images, and so it's looking at a folder that I have full of known images and it's kind of training itself. Did it work? Look at that. Boom. Do you see that? Recognizing Paul McWhorter. Okay. See, that means that we got our libraries installed right. And look for, this is pretty darn snappy. If you played around with trying to do actual face recognition, you know that it can be kind of very, very slow. And this is actually pretty darn snappy, and it's really recognizing me. Of course, because we're in quarantine and lockdown and social distancing, I can't have people come in and show it with other people today. We'll figure out, as I show you how to do this, how we can show you that it can recognize different people and different faces and stuff. Okay, so what you're seeing here is what you can look forward to, and what you can look forward to is learning how to do this on your own. Okay guys, this has been a little bit of a tedious lesson, but I'm hoping that you got this thing installed, and next week we're going to come in and the games will begin. The real fun begins, because this is really the meat and potatoes of artificial intelligence. You're going to be training your own models, and then you can use it to do what you want to do. Okay, guys, leave me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Also, share these lessons with other people. I think this is pretty cool stuff. We got a lot of interest. Probably my viewership has doubled because of the quarantines and lockdowns and stuff. People are at home. They're taking these lessons. Be sure to share these with other people that you think might like them. And again, want to thank you guys that are helping me out over at Patreon. Really very, very, very appreciative of that. Okay, this is Paul McWhorter from TopTechBoy.com. I will talk to you guys later.